Raton,
Boca Raton. Raton.
little Del Boca Vista.
That's right. Yeah, our really good friends live down there, and yeah, that's why we were so fucking nervous about the baby because can't fly if he's sick, and luckily he's got a minor ear infection. He'll be all right, and we're gonna ride it out. So,
Nice.
give me 1 second. I'm just logging into the WGG.
How was the audio? Does the audio sound good, or
Yeah,
does it sound
perfect.
like crazy winds?
Nope,
Okay.
I can't hear any wind at all.
Love that. I brought my mic. I brought a little extension. I'm on the Mac here. I mean, little hotspot,
I love it.
full bars. Can't beat it.
1 second.
What else we got? We got a couple other things I saw. Faker going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
League of Legends. AT&T Annihilator Cup. Summit is coaching sketch to clutches
That's right.
somehow in Counter-Strike. I'm not sure how that's possible.
Black Ops 6
What else?
reveal.
We have a Black Ops 6. A little bit of a trailer revealed. We have
some rumors about some story beats that I don't know if they're actually going to be. I hope they don't do what I think they're doing, but
I saw something today where a monumental moment in U.S. history is allegedly in there. That's what you've heard as well. Okay. Also, X Defiant finally released after being developed for 25 years.
yes, it did.
So, I haven't played it. It looks decent. I mean, all the COD pros are playing it. Dashy bashed it, so naturally, all his followers are going to hate it inherently as well. So you know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, I gotta pull the.
I don't know. I think it's good. I saw a lot of content creators like it because there's no skill-based matchmaking. So I think
So they can't.
think it's gonna have a
So they
place.
can just fucking pub stomp and.
yeah, just get
um,
clips without having to sweat, which is
yeah.
okay. Whatever.
Right. That's what it's all about,
That's what it's all
Um,
about, baby.
All right, I'm going to actually do this while I tweet this out. On this episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Wait. On this episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we're going to be talking about Black Ops 6 reveal, Faker being the very first player ever to be inducted into the League of Legends Hall of Fame. College Football 25 detailed all the modes that are going to be shipping with the game at launch. Whole lot more gaming and esports news to cover live from the beach with Tiggy Sunshine, Tiggy Sunsets. We're doing a real big episode 390 of Not Another Gaming Podcast coming at you right now. Let's ride. Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It's your boy Papa Don. We're back, live, direct, and handsome. And one of us is getting some color on a beach. Tiggy, how are you? You're just looking like you're just glistening in the sunset right now. Where are you broadcasting from?
So we are broadcasting live from North Captiva, Florida, and it's just off the coast near Fort Myers on the Gulf. Near Sandoval, that's a little more popular. But right off there, we're on a little tiny island, completely desolate. Maybe 150 people on this island. One bar, one restaurant. The water is immaculate. It's a little warm, honestly. The sun has been amazing. It's hitting me full on. I got full burns on the tippy top of my shoulders.
Love it.
But we're gonna have a great night here, so I'm excited.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Glad that you're taking some much needed shore leave. Taking some much needed vacation. How'd the move go?
So the move is still ongoing. We got the keys last Wednesday. We recorded on Thursday. I didn't have anything set up, still no internet until that very night. And then the next day I went on vacation. So I would say I'm like 2/3 of my stuff is fully over there. The other third is like just a bunch of shit that was in my room or under my bed that I need to kind of go through because I want to just eliminate a lot of waste and just start throwing stuff away or donate my clothes and stuff because I wear the same 10 t-shirts every week.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I kidding? I don't need to have 50 t-shirts that I'm never going to wear. So I would say it's going well. I go back Saturday. We're going to play golf Sunday. And then Monday, Memorial Day, I have off, and there's like a free military golf tournament. We're going to get paired up with some country club members at this very nice course.
Hell yeah.
And I tell you, I'm going to have an absolute blast while shooting 140. So
You as well you should. As well you should.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Let's just we're just gonna
Damn,
truck right
son,
through
where'd
into
you
a
find
weekend
this?
recap. I don't know if I mean that sounded weekendy. But anything else on your end? Anything else new? You've been playing anything? You've been doing anything? What else has been going on?
So I've been playing. I played a league on the new splits. I am 0-4 in ranked. Haven't won a game. It's been terrible.
Jesus.
I might have to switch roles to jungle and just fully envelop into the insane mindset a little bit while listening to just hardcore EDM like Kesha out in the EU. So, I mean, a lot of the games changed. I've even been playing Wild Rift here, and I'm just getting smacked as well. So, I don't know. Need a little reset. But I've also been playing a little Pokemon on the little emulator I have.
Yeah.
Had to change games because Leaf Green just bugged out when I was battling Gary on the SSN. Very unfortunate, but we're on the better game Emerald right now, so we're having a blast. And then other than that, I've just been running. I've been running a shit ton.
Hell yeah.
I have a half marathon June 2nd. So 3 of the past 4 days I've ran 10K, and I'm running every day in extreme amounts. I have blisters on all the sides of my toes right now
Love that.
because I'm running on sand and it's all, to the side and stuff. So my mom's like, you got to go see, what was it?
Podiatrist?
Pediodontist or what? Podiatrist with the feet. I don't even know what I was talking about. Both my parents were in healthcare and I have no idea what they're talking about. But I was like, I'm going to go, but I'm going to go after the race. So I'm just going to beat up my feet and just tape them together and get through it. So that's the only thing that's coming down the pipeline. What about you, Don? What have you been up to?
Not too much. I've been slacking on running, man. I got to get back to it. I might try to do it. I'll be down in Florida actually as well. I'll be down there tomorrow. Going down to Fort Lauderdale to visit a couple of friends that we haven't seen in a while, and their son is actually the same age as my son. Literally born the same week, but we haven't seen them in like 2-3 years probably. So. Looking forward to getting together with them, and I know one of them. I know the husband likes to run too, so we've actually never run together. But I know he ran like a half marathon or something like that, and then he's like, I literally haven't run since. But I went running like last week. I was so fucking gassed. It had been like 2 weeks since I had run last, and I just haven't been eating good. And I was slightly under the weather. I'm just making every excuse in the book. I was just being a pussy, and I just was like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll just get extra caffeinated maybe tomorrow, Saturday morning, and see if he'll, bang out a couple of miles with me because I really want to get back to it.
Yep.
But other than that, Celtics 1-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers game, Celtics Pacers game 2 is on right now. I don't know what the score is. I haven't checked yet, but I'll catch up with it when I'm there. Survivor is officially over, so we're on to MasterChef season 23. That's going to be that's next Wednesday. Looking forward to that. And
can we talk a little Survivor real quick? Can we talk a little Survivor?
Oh, we'll get we'll get right into that.
Okay. Yep.
So and then also just playing Destiny. I am one triumph away from the Brave title. The like Into the Light title. Bungie so generously reduced the requirements on that by 1, so you don't need to get all 9 triumphs. You just need to get 8 out of 9. So I just need to hit wave 50 and beat Onslaught wave 50. I literally got to the final boss wave 50, 10% health, and we wiped.
Oh my gosh.
and so that was really fucking embarrassing. I was just right there on the cusp of doing it, and it was like in the dumbest way possible. But
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise all good. The grass is growing, and Daddy's happy. So, but yeah, we can talk a little. We can do a little Survivor talk. For those of you who are listening to this, and you haven't watched, if you care about the finale for Survivor season 46.
Yep. 46.
Don't just skip this part. Just skip this part.
Yep.
This is your final warning. Spoilers. Spoilers. Survivor spoilers. Spoilers. Tiggy.
So there's a lot of controversy at the final tribal council. There was also a lot of controversy at the final immunity challenge as well. So just entirety, I think it was a very popular season, which was awesome. The cast was very good.
Yep.
I think they spent a little too much screen time on some people, but in the end, there were two possible winners.
Yeah.
And Charlie, I think he played a better game that we saw via the TV.
Totally.
I don't know about your opinion on that, but I like Charlie. I like the way he played. Him and Maria were, one AC, one DCAO. But Maria gets voted out early. She was kind of the villain towards the end. And number one ally of Charlie, and ended up not voting for Charlie in the end, which would have given the tie. And Ben came out and said he would have voted for Charlie at the tie break. So inherently, his best friend out there cost him $1 million.
Yeah. And that's kind of crazy to me because like they were, really buddy. And again, like you never know like what goes into like the editing process and like, the different things that you see or that you don't see. But yeah, in Maria, like going into the last couple episodes, I thought that she was very likable, like very easy to root for. But then like the last like 2 or 3 episodes, they just really showed her as like very bitter, very spiteful. And then I was like, all right, lady, like, come on, like, what are we doing here? And then, the very last challenge, obviously you had Liz, who like went out of her way to sprint across the courtyard to help what's her name, Kenzie, to finish the puzzle and like give her the W. So that basically that was she literally hammered the nail in the coffin for her because she knew she was going home. So literally, I mean, she had to get ganged up on in order to not be the clear-cut winner because she had the best case to win and probably would have been a no-brainer. I don't know. I still think that Charlie would have had a great game, but ultimately what's her name, Kenzie won, and I think she was great. I really enjoyed watching her. She was a social mastermind, but I think she won like one challenge. I wouldn't call her like a strategic mastermind when it comes to like orchestrating big plays or blindsides or whatever. She only had her name written down once, and it was allegedly by accident. So she did a great job of like just getting to the end and like being a consistent threat and a consistent person who had a nice neon red target on their forehead, but still nobody ever did anything with it. And ultimately she pulled out the win. So, and yeah, I thought the Maria Charlie thing was weird. I don't know if she was still resenting him not taking her on the food reward from like the week prior, even though they...
Yeah, I mean, Maria was on 7 of 9 rewards, and the one she didn't get, she was crying about it all afternoon. It was insane.
And she was like, even though Charlie and I agreed that we weren't going to take each other on a reward if we ever won, and then she was like, but it still hurts my feelings. And it's just like, what? It was like ever since she had her last one, and she brought Q and I can't remember who else she brought.
Kenzie.
And Kenzie.
It's Kenzie, right?
She was like, oh, I want to feed like whoever the most malnourished is, and that's when everything started to go downhill for Maria. That was like her edit got very villainous, and it was like if nobody else is out there is rooting for me, I know my kids are rooting for me back home. Da 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 da, and it's just like. Yeah. I know you got kids, lady. You say it 4 times an episode, every episode. I know you're a mom. We know you're a mom. That's great. You probably are great, but like you're also like I don't know. You're not
killing everyone else's dreams right now.
I know. But and
I think that was a good roundup.
For sure. And like, I think Charlie played a great game. I think he showed a lot of balls, like especially in the last half of the season. I thought he kind of came off as a weenie in the first few episodes, and I'm like, all right, I've had enough Taylor Swift quotes from this kid, and he kind of like dropped that shtick like halfway through the season. Like every once in a while it'll come back to him, but like literally the first 4 or 5 episodes, all we heard about was Taylor Swift from him. But then he was really like kind of putting his nose to the grindstone and making it happen. So I'm sad he didn't win.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with you. I think Kenzie was a deserving winner. I think Charlie, you put him on pedestals. I think Charlie's just a little higher. And I think the jury just was a little bitter, especially Maria. I think Maria wishes so bad she was in Charlie's spot. So in turn, she's like, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought it was good. There's a lot of good interviews of what happened after because they read the votes now live right after day 26 or whatever. So they've known for probably a year or 6 months or something.
Right,
And they've been just spewing, waiting for it to come to live. So a lot of good interviews out there. My girl Venus out there finally got a little microphone in front of her. So, Venus Day Queen. I would have worked with you, Venus. All right. On the record, I would have worked with you.
You heard it here first. If they ever do a pros versus Joes season with veterans from other seasons and all new competitors, Tiggy, you and Venus got to make it happen.
There we go.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I need more Q. Q was an absolute one-man electric factory.
He was insane.
I mean, he was just from day one, just relentlessly, just chewed up screen time. I mean, really, just was unbelievable. And he turned into kind of a sad sack for like 2 episodes, and then, but then he was fine. Like he was like beating up on himself after they lost like a couple challenges straight. And I was like, all right, I've kind of heard enough from this guy. But then he got right back into it after the merge, and I thought that was great. So, but yeah. So there you go. That's our new segment, reality TV talk. And we'll be back. We'll be back next Survivor season to talk about that. But yeah, no, and yeah, this season definitely did start a little slow for me. I didn't love it at the first couple episodes. I think you were saying that too, that it kind of was just like, like not really grabbing you. But then towards the end, it really ramped up. Like the latter half of the season was like a whole different ballgame. Yeah. After the merge, it was super, super entertaining.
Yeah, there was a couple of Joes, like you said, but then there were a lot of pros when it was really good during the after post merge. So
yeah, definitely. So speaking of next chapters. The next chapter in the Call of Duty franchise got announced today, or officially revealed. It was teased a couple of weeks ago during the kind of like Xbox showcase. They have like an Xbox showcase, and I think they have another one coming up in June. And they teased an image of presumably a Call of Duty title. Nobody really knew what it was, but they knew it was like the Activision showcase, and it was like an orange and black logo, very much the Black Ops color palette, and everybody was like, they're like, ooh, you guys don't know what it is. And everybody was like, oh, it's Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And they were like, guess we're going to have to wait and find out. Who could know? Maybe it's that. And they're like, no. It's definitely, it's the next Black Ops game. They're like, well, who's to say? And then they revealed it today that it is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Tiggy, initial reactions on Black Ops 6. How do you feel about it? What are the vibes? How do you feel about exiting the Modern Warfare era again and going back into the Black Ops mode?
Me personally, I love the Black Ops franchise. I mean, my favorite games are World at War and Black Ops 1. So I love the franchise. I love the storytelling involved. And they've been more of the competitive side of the games as well compared to the Modern Warfare side. So I'm excited to go back. I hear there's a lot of good rumors coming about. Well, I've heard it, we've been hearing it for months that allegedly they're going to bring back a very similar pick 10 system to the multiplayer, so you can't have 50 billion attachments with Warzone. So I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Good for competitive. What else? I'm sure they'll bring back other maps. I think I heard a rumor today that actually it's going to be on Game Pass day one. Now, I don't know the validity of that. I saw a couple tweets about that, and people were like, well, it should be because yada, yada, yada. I'm very new to the Xbox and Game Pass world, so I don't know. I know sports games don't come out for 6 months after, so it'd be very interesting to see if Xbox does that. But then again, it's only going to affect Xbox. Will that affect PC? Does PC have Game Pass like that where they can get the Call of Duty?
They do, but it would be different. Like, it would probably be Xbox Game Pass day one, unless it was like Game Pass Ultimate day one, whatever. But because there's no way they would give up like PC sales too, because like those are also going to be on Steam and probably on BattleNet too. I would think.
Yeah. So maybe it
probably,
makes
yeah,
it sense where
just Xbox Game Pass.
yeah, because I mean, Call of Duty was paired with PlayStation for a decade or whatever. You know, you gotta now with the Activision's purchase. So now Xbox can probably do that day one. So that'd be interesting. That'd be cool to see if that's legitimate. So, anyways, I thought it was very positive. I'm excited. You know, you're gonna mention the cycle of Call of Duty. So there's gonna be a lot of hype here.
Yep.
And everyone's gonna be very excited. So I'm excited as well. There's been some crazy rumors that I know we're gonna talk about that seem insane that they're gonna bring up.
Yes.
But
We're gonna talk about that.
yeah, so we're excited for Call of Duty like we are always here at WGG.
Yes, no, 100%. We certainly are, and yeah, we are at the new title excitement phase of the Call of Duty Circle of Life. I don't know if we ever really got to like the complete resentment phase from Modern Warfare 3. I mean, I don't know that anybody outside of like people who get paid to play the game are really like raving about it anymore. I think maybe people got bored of it. But it definitely, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you play COD more than I do. You know, I feel like maybe people have just gotten bored of it, but not really like resentful to the point where they're like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't wait for the next thing to come out. Like the next thing's really gonna get. Would you say that's a fair assessment, or do you think that people are indeed like fed up with the game right now with Modern Warfare 3?
I mean, I would say a lot of people are fed up. I mean, me and my friend group haven't played it in probably since 2023. We refuse to play the game. It's just shit. We want to play ranked play. We like competitive shooters, but we're mostly controller players. So like we don't go Valorant, we don't go Counter-Strike or anything like that. So we don't really have much to play.
Yep.
So that's why, you know, I'm playing Destiny. That's why I'm playing League. Now we're playing NHL because it's a fucking awesome time. We're about to play another game coming out in a couple months that we're going to talk about later.
Yep.
Super excited for that. So we're always going to get excited for Call of Duty. X-Defiant just released as well this past week. So until this next Call of Duty, we'll dabble in X-Defiant a little bit. But me and my friend group always get excited. I feel like it's just such a nostalgic thing because Call of Duty was so big when we were younger, and that's the game everyone mainly played. I mean, I didn't have an Xbox, so I wasn't playing Halo. It was always Call of Duty. So, yeah, I mean, we refuse to play. I'm going to be honest. This game is so bad. Like, usually I'll end up watching a little bit. I don't watch at all. I don't watch the tournaments.
Yeah.
I know who won last week. Odd Optic finally won a tournament after 800 days or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, we just don't care about COD right now, and it sucks because Call of Duty should have a spot in the gaming space right now.
Yeah.
Again, you know, maybe it's a little minority with me and my friends, but yeah.
No, it's just
Black Ops 6 should be good.
Yeah, for sure. It'll definitely bring some fresh perspectives, and also we've been looking at the same game for 2 years. It's really not a different game. It's the same fucking game with some different guns and a campaign DLC. Like it's a two-part it's a two-part game. We've been looking at the same art style, the same HUD, the same UI for the last 2 years. And I think this kind of proves, like, even though they were looking at like, oh, maybe we do a 2-year cycle with COD instead of one, like clearly they can't do that. Clearly they do need to refresh every year, and because it's just not, the shelf life is just not that good.
Yeah. We might be spoiled in that aspect as well because we've had so many developers want a piece of it that we're handing it off every year.
Yeah.
I think it would, maybe if we had 2 years for a certain game, maybe like Black Ops 4 was really good. Cold War was really good competitive as well. But again, I don't know much of the pub side. It'd probably get repetitive on a lot of stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a whole other side, which is a majority side that I don't really play much of as well. So,
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. So we're at that new title excitement right now, which is then going to lead into gameplay hype and then a honeymoon phase and then the content getting stale and then complete resentment again. And then we'll rinse and repeat in about 9-ish months. But Black Ops 6, most likely releasing in, September, October, or something like that. And there is a teaser website out. Treyarch has always been really good at like the viral marketing and stuff like that. And it's thetruthlies.com. And it's like you go on to thetruthlies.com. Have you been on the website yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
So you log on and it takes you to like a video of an old TV set with like a VCR. and you can like flip the channels. There's like a little cable box, and you can flip the channels, and each one shows like various people like hanging up these signs that say like the truth lies, and like the first casualty in war is the truth, and stuff like that. And they're like painting it on the side of the Capitol building and the Washington Monument and stuff like that. Like it's all over the place. And apparently they've also been gluing up those posters in like Times Square in New York in real life. So they're already doing some like guerrilla marketing, which is cool. Like I like that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so people were speculating, because it's been a lot of viral marketing in New York, that there is going to be some kind of like New York centric storyline or event that the game covers. Now, in the other Black Ops games, we've been to Vietnam. We have done Cold War. It is heavily implied that Alex Mason is the assassin who killed JFK. There's been a lot of different real life events that have been covered in the breadth of those games. And the whole overview is like there's a secret, shadow cabal that is kind of behind all these big things, and there's a lot of other people pulling the strings that you don't even know about. And there's rumors. These are just rumors. I think it's a screenshot that's taken out of context. I don't think that this is something that I don't think Treyarch's doing this, but there is a screenshot from one of the like logos for Black Ops 3, and like there's a bunch of numbers and dates, and it looks like almost like a giant like dollar bill, and like one of the serial numbers looks like it says 9/11/2001, which obviously is in reference to September 11th, and Call of Duty is no stranger to referencing different acts of terror and like catastrophic world events and like putting them in the context of the game. So some people think that this capture, and it's really little and it's very fuzzy, and I don't know where the bigger screenshot is that it came from. But the first tweet that I saw was, if Black Ops 6 actually includes 9/11, then holy shit, all of their marketing posters have been up in New York too. Depending on how it's handled, this could be even bigger controversy than No Russian. And I think that's a no-brainer. It absolutely would be a massive, massive controversy, and I don't know if I would even feel comfortable having that, like, because No Russian didn't happen. It was a fictional event, and when it did come out, there was a disclaimer, like, when you load it in the game, like, there are really disturbing things in this campaign. They're not real. They're not based in reality. Don't ever think that they are, or whatever. And I just can't see Treyarch being like, yeah, you're gonna be like in Ground Zero or something, like when the towers fall. Like that's definitely not gonna happen. I don't know what your take is on that, Tiggy. I don't think that's happening. I think that is wild speculation. It could just be a big coincidence. It could also be a part of the marketing campaign, or they could just be taking those numbers out of context. But what are your thoughts?
So I've seen the same thing you have on Twitter and such, where they kind of mentioned maybe it'll be 9/11 based. I also saw rumors that'll be Gulf War, which happened in the 90s.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll want to include like Gulf War leading into, which was Desert Shield, which they want to go to like Desert Storm, et cetera, which goes into the Iraq War and such. So maybe they just want to take a bigger area. I don't know how I'd feel. I mean, again, as a U.S. serviceman, I would say, you have to be very delicate when things like this come up, obviously. So I don't know how they'll go about it. Again, we're all talking, who knows if this is actually true. I think it's very important that we, protect the history of what came and what kind of changed this nation in a sense.
Yeah, totally.
So I just think it would have to be done very, very carefully. But I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how I'm feeling talking about it. It's very interesting. We'll see what comes of the leaks, but I feel like more often than not, half these leaks ended up being true. So,
it's just like we don't have context from that. Like, it's a really zoomed in thing, and it says like 11/2001 or something like that, and it's like, all right, I mean, even if this is a broader reference to big world-changing events or something, like, and it's just kind of mentioned, but not actually in the game, and obviously, like, the Gulf War is, like, kind of part of things that have led up to the current conflict in the Middle East and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and obviously so is 9/11, so I don't know, I'm into there, but I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. I do not think we're gonna see, you know, we're playing a mission in New York City
No way.
and the towers are coming down. I do not think that's going to be any sort of happening or whatever. You know what I mean? Like none of that is going to be happening. I think at the most, kind of what you alluded to just now, it kind of threw in my head. Like we might see in Black Ops and World of War games where there's kind of like snippets of history,
Yeah.
and we're going to see like 9/11, you know, George Bush talking, and you know, maybe a quick snippet of what's, you know, the lead up of our next mission. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we're gonna have a mission like the 12 Strong movie, you know,
Yes.
which is like our first attack post that. You know, maybe we'll do something like that. But it's interesting because I'm pretty sure we can't get Call of Duty in China with past games and stuff like that. They have like a separate whole different game. They're not able to get like the current models of Call of Duty and stuff. So it's interesting because it's all told through U.S. history. It's all told through like our eyes, you know. So it's interesting to see if that'll have different effects on sales and such when you talk about different historical events to, you know,
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I it's just there's no way there's just I don't know. There's just no way that like that's a set piece in the game. I think that would be I don't think there's really there's no reason to do that.
there's no reason, there's no place for it.
No. And like hey, if you're using that in the context of cuz like even in like COD 4 which like COD 4 came out what 2007? So
Yep.
and that's like in the height of like that's in the height of, you know, Iraq, Afghanistan, like, you know, and they still don't reference, you know, they don't reference Al Qaeda, they don't reference Bin Laden, like it's all a fictional. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's a fictional thing, so as to kind of protect that sphere, I think, to not like make it that real, because then it's just like I don't know, it just seems like it seems exploitative, if that makes sense. Like it seems like exploitative. Like there are certain events where I'm like, all right, like there's like the broader Cold War. Like we can talk about the Cold War. We can do shit within that because we only know so much, and you know we can kind of play with that. But like a nationally televised thing that like changed the lives of pretty much everybody that came after it.
Yep.
I can't see them doing that. I think that would be incredibly tasteless, and there's no reason to do that other than to get clicks. So
Yeah. I
um,
agree. I think if it's in Azal, it'll just be in a quick snippet of just like talking about the kind of the buildup of,
Yeah.
you know, the next mission.
unless it takes place sometime after that, in which case, again, we're in Modern Warfare territory where like we've kind of already addressed events after that fictional or
Yeah.
in the fictional Call of Duty timeline, like what happened after, like how we got there, we don't know. But anyway, moving right along, things that are exciting and also positive. We have the reveal of all of the game modes for College Football 25. I don't know if you
Super excited.
saw all this, but I mean, the more details that come out about CFB 25, the more excited I am. And again, not a college football guy, but just the amount of detail that's going into it. You know, they're talking about screen shaking home field advantages, real time player wear and tear. They're measuring like composure of certain players into like the way that they perform. Super like diverse and like granular play styles depending on the team and like the culture and like, you know, different regional styles of play, different rituals. Like it just seems like there's so much rich, dense detail in this. Do you have a kind of a favorite part of that you've seen so far, or anything that's kind of stuck out to you the most?
Well, one thing has stuck out, which I'm not happy about.
Okay.
And that is that we don't have a mascot mode, and that's kills me inside. And that was like one of my favorite things to do when I forget what game I had, maybe like '07 NCAA football back in the day or something like that.
Yep.
But you literally just have it's 11 of the bald eagles from Boston College, just running down the
Yeah.
field. It's so funny, it's so goofy, and it's like, damn, I wish they could have done that. I mean, but the amount of features they're adding elsewhere, it's like, do we want to add the mascot mode? Or are people actually going to play it? One, it doesn't make them any goddamn money, so why
Yeah.
would they spend the time on it?
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Well, I'm not excited for the no mascot, but a lot of other modes. I'm really excited for Dynasty. I know we've talked about Dynasty. We're going to host a little Dynasty, and I'm excited for that. I'm a little disappointed that there's no crossplay in the Dynasty as well.
Really?
So that came out that only crossplay is going to be available for the Ultimate Team, which is, I mean, their money maker. That's how they're going to make money buying the packs and stuff. So, yeah, but no crossplay on the Dynasty. So then, therefore, everyone's going to have to get an Xbox to be part of the Dynasty
That's true.
League.
I'm looking at the crossplay menu right now. You can play cross-platform in Road to College Football Playoff, College Football Ultimate Team, and Play a Friend, not Dynasty. Why?
Yeah, I know.
That's so
and it's
weird.
like, what does it matter? Because you can do it. You can do crossplay on like EASHL, which is the club mode for NHL and stuff like that. So why would they just not allow that
Yeah.
option for Dynasty, which is probably, I guess, one of the top two modes that people are excited for. So
Right. Also,
I
it
don't
looks like
know.
this answers our question about College Football 25 being on Game Pass. I knew they weren't going to do this because this game is going to make the most money that's ever been made on a sports game. It's not going to be available on Game Pass, but if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which includes EA Play, you will get early access.
bang, let's go.
So you will get a
So I
10-hour early access trial starting July 16th.
that means I got to take 2 days off from work now, baby. Come on.
That's it.
That's sick. That I got it for. I got like EA Play for free because I have 3 months free of the Ultimate when I purchased the Xbox. So
Yep.
I'm excited for that. But I'm gonna keep paying for the Ultimate, I think, anyway, because I think you have to for live anyway, right? I'm not crazy.
You do for if you want it on both PC and Xbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that I'm just gonna forget to change, and I'm just gonna pay for eternity. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. And you know what's really, and just really quick on the modes. So you got Dynasty mode, obviously. You got your Road to Glory. So you live your life of a student athlete, manage your weekly schedule, your GPA, your image. I'm going to be doing all those general insurance commercials. We're getting in there. Looking forward to how they manage the NIL salaries. You earn trust with your coach to get more playing time. I mean, it's just like Road to the Show, but with a college football player. So there's Ultimate Team, which I don't give a shit about. I don't know anything about Ultimate Team anyway, but like I don't want to play trading cards with my I don't know anything about that. And then there's Road to College Football Playoffs, so you can kind of like you pick your favorite team. Like you go through a gauntlet of all the toughest opponents and try to win the trophy. Which I'm assuming is it like just jumps you right to the postseason or something like that maybe. I don't even
I'm
know
not
how that
sure.
works
It
in
might be
college
like
football.
that might be like a full season mode, kind of like Madden back in the day, where maybe well, back in the day you could literally like draft your team and then play. So I don't know if you're gonna be drafting college players and stuff. I mean,
Oh,
you
maybe.
got to pick 40 of them. So I assume you just pick a team and then it's like a little season mode, kind of like what Big Cat was doing in 14.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be probably that mode where you just play a full season, hope to get in the postseason, and then
Yeah.
go.
And I think one of my favorite things about the game so far, or just like the hype that's surrounding the game, is people that are already like, this is how I'm going to run my dynasty mode. Like I'm already like planning. People are already like planning this out. Like it's like a fantasy football league. Like people are like, these are the rules that we're going to put into it. I saw one guy tweeting that he was gonna in his dynasty that he's spinning up. It's a content creator. He's a YouTuber. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll have to find the DM as I sent it to you. He was like, in the dynasty mode that I'm spinning up, nobody's allowed to select a program that's above 2 stars,
Yeah.
which I love.
I think that's cool because it levels the field a little bit. I'd be down. Oh my gosh, it just got pitch dark here. But I think we should implement something where you can't pick like the top 2 teams out of the division. You know, no
Yeah.
Bama, no Georgia, no LSU, no Michigan, no Ohio, like none of the huge massive schools. But I mean, like, you know, Troy's going to want to play with Kansas. There's people going to want to be play with like West Virginia.
Yeah,
You know, and it's like they might not be a 2-star school, but they're not. I mean, they're not fucking good, you know, by any means. So I think we should implement something where it's like you can't be picking colossal, huge programs that can just run everything.
I mean, I'm
so
probably gonna be
you got to
playing
have
with,
some
like,
shitty
UMass,
players.
So I mean, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
know,
that they're
I
not
would
more than like
yeah.
a 2-star program.
Yeah, I mean UMass, fine. Like Air Force Academy, throw them in there. Iowa,
Hell yeah.
I mean they're going to score 3 points. Fuck yeah, come on.
And
So, I
this
mean,
was Uncle
stuff like
Sam's
that'll be
Reject.
fun.
Uncle Sam's Reject was the guy, and he's a retired Army vet as well, and a content creator. Maybe we should get him on, talk some CFB 25.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That'll be awesome. We should.
Have to hit him up.
That'll be good. I mean, yeah, I'm just letting you know, I'm picking Air Force. I'm running triple option every fucking play.
I can't wait. And honestly, like, I'm glad that the gameplay is going to be not just like a reskinned Madden, because I don't know anything about Madden and I don't play Madden. So, you know, I'm glad I won't be just like immediately behind the 8 ball from somebody who has been playing like Madden 25 religiously. You know, and I'm not just going to get like immediately waxed. I'm sure I'm still going to lose, but I'm sure I'll lose maybe slightly less as I would if like it was mechanics that everybody was used to already.
Fully agree.
So, speaking of things that people are used to, a lot of people are used to losing to Faker in League of Legends. A lot of people are used to watching him lift trophies. He's lifted quite a few trophies. He's probably still got a few more in him. Tiggy, what's going on with our boy, the unkillable Demon King?
So Faker, I don't know his actual name, but I would look it up, but I'd butcher it live on air. I believe he's won 10 international tournaments, 4 of them being world champions.
Yeah.
And he, although he got eliminated at MSI, he is going to be the first inductee to the League of Legends Hall of Fame. It is going to be an in-game event.
Wow.
Happening in your League of Legends Riot programs. I don't know what you call it, clients. So that's going to be super exciting, kind of like bringing the Fortnite in-game things. So, you know, we'll see Faker probably walk up a big staircase to the Hall of Fame or something.
That's awesome.
It's going to be incredible. It's happening June 14th. So, fantastic time. It just got announced, I believe, yesterday, and MSI got crowned earlier last week. So, this is right after the hype of all that. New split, Faker going to be inaugurated, and they're planning to have one inductee every year.
Nice.
And who else to start it other than the unkillable Demon King himself, Faker. And I think it's sick. He's coming out with his own skin as well, which is going to be able to completely pay for the Riot MMO. Shout out Faker. And so that's fucking awesome. And that's why we didn't see T1 Ari. That's why we're not going to see a T1 Ari for them winning Worlds last year. We're going to see an Ari skin this year for the Hall of Fame inductee, and there's going to be I don't know if it's like a prestige version or some other immortal version or something of Ari as well. I saw that LeBlanc was also in the background too, so maybe he'll have 2 skins. There's probably going to be one of those passes, like one of the battle passes you can buy. Maybe you can earn both base skins, and then you have to pay additionally for the other ones. I don't know, but Riot just showing again why they're always on top. You know, every time you think the game's going to die, it's like, hey, everyone knows Faker, first inductee Hall of Fame. Here we go. You're going to pay $30 for this skin. We know it. And, you know, maybe they'll start hiring some more people again and get this MMO off the ground.
Hey, hopefully. And congrats to Faker. I mean, probably the most iconic esports player of all time, the most legendary League of Legends player of all time. Literally a household name, probably the biggest celebrity, probably the biggest Eastern Hemisphere celebrity there is. Just an unbelievable player. I hope, you know what I hope they do is at Worlds every year when they do I'm assuming they're going to do things at Worlds or something like that, or maybe they'll always do it in June. They should have everybody in a hotel like they do at the NFL Hall of Fame and have Faker knock on the door. You know, when like they do the knock?
Yeah. That'd be awesome to like let people know that they're going to the Hall of Fame or whatever.
Yeah. They do the knock, and it's Faker at the door, and he's got the put a gold jacket on him or something like that. Have him do the whole spiel. This is not the end of your
That's
career.
sick.
This is just the beginning. Thank you for everything that you've given the game, everything that you're about to give the game. I think I've watched the Randy Moss Hall of Fame knock video 600 times. I'm gonna go watch it again right after this and cry.
Yeah,
Oh, so good.
that'd be sick.
Yeah, they should definitely have Faker do that. I don't know how many languages Faker speaks. Maybe we got to get an interpreter in the mix. But
Yep.
I'm
Well,
looking
let's be
forward
honest. Are we seeing anyone other than Korean probably come in anytime soon? That's up in the air. So
I mean,
survey says no.
probably not. Probably not. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Who's to say? Still don't have my FlyQuest jersey. Not better. So I said,
I agree. Don't have my FlyQuest. Also, FlyQuest news: Jensen is going back to Dignitas. So
wow. Okay, there you go.
back
I
to
mean, hey,
Dignitas. Yep.
blood in,
We
blood
mentioned
out.
it last week. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't going to the NACL. He's just going back to Dignitas where he spent last year. So who knows? I think Dignitas picked someone else up as well. So maybe they'll be decent. But yeah,
Well, he's gonna have one good game against FlyQuest, or so he's gonna have like one good round against FlyQuest, and they'll do the "Hey, FlyQuest, you drop this" meme, and
Yeah.
just it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I still don't have my FlyQuest jersey. I saw Jake Lucky posted that he has his. I don't know when he
Oh.
ordered his, but I ordered mine the day after they got announced.
me too. What happened?
So
Might have to have Mark back on.
Yeah, gonna get Mark back on here, and we're just gonna stare at him quietly until we know when we have our tracking numbers.
Yeah.
Don't make me cancel my
On
order,
the
Mark.
shop. On the shop op, it says Mark has delivered. I'm like, it's not motherfucking delivered, baby.
Yeah.
I'm checking every day.
I don't know if somebody's at like the global distribution center for FlyQuest and they're just stealing jerseys, but I don't know. I might.
I'm gonna DM Carly Bot. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
talk to your distribution folks. MSI was over a month ago. Where the fuck is my jersey? I don't know. Hopefully they use it again.
Yeah.
I would hope they weren't
well,
just gonna wear it for 6 games.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to use the. I assume they're going to get a new jersey for the summer split, which inherently I might end up buying because they'll probably look sick, but then I won't get it till playoffs. And yeah, so
Well, if that's the case,
I don't know.
Might have to just cancel that MSI jersey and just wait for the next one because god damn it. I mean,
Yeah.
now I'm getting bitter and I'm like, you've had my money for a month.
hmm
Where is it? Where the fuck is it?
They took free loans. They took free loans
That's what
from
I'm
us.
saying. They got a PPP loan from me and you. It's fucking insane. We love you, FlyQuest, but seriously, send us our fucking jerseys.
Love you, Fly.
We love you. We don't say that enough. But what else are we going to talk about? We have Faker. We had Black Ops 3. I don't know if you saw it. New Bungie Vidoc
3-6.
dropped today. Or Black Ops
Yep.
6, yeah. New Bungie Vidoc dropped today. I don't know if did you get a chance to watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I'd love to hear a little rundown if you got it.
So it's a two-part kind of making of the final shape Vidoc. It's like 9 minutes 43 seconds, classic Bungie Vidoc, nice and short and sweet, succinct, and they go into a lot of like the art style and the methodology behind like how they brought the inside of the Traveler to life. You know, this being the culmination of a 10-year long story. You know, finally facing off with the Witness. How they got the art style together, and I was pretty surprised in a good way at like the art style inside of the Traveler because I just figured, oh, it's gonna be like all these like kind of ethereal looking like bright colors and you know kind of mismatched landscapes and it's gonna be like all puzzly or whatever, but it's actually very like surrealist. Like there are trees that look like giant hands and there's like this massive like ghost that's like the size of a building, you know, all kinds of stuff. Like it looks like a whole kind of like an Alice in Wonderland type deal, which I thought was pretty fascinating that they were kind of going for that kind of artistic style. They also released the first 2 clips of Keith David voicing Commander Zavala, which I thought sounded phenomenal. It sounds like Keith David, but it also sounds like Zavala, and it doesn't sound like Keith David doing an impression of Lance Reddick, which
That's
I think
good.
is the highest praise that I can get. He's not, he's very much using his own tone. It doesn't have that kind of graveliness that that Keith David's voice usually carries. It's a little bit more subdued, a little bit more calm and like contained. But it still sounds like Zavala, and it still sounds like it's just like good to like hear him speak an original line.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I hope it's not just like a handful of lines just to like kind of close the loop on his story. Like I hope he gets a lot of spoken dialogue and we get to really hear Keith David like do his thing. So, but no, all in all, it was very good. I was very, very pleased. I'm looking forward to part 2.
That's awesome. I mean, we are huge Destiny fans on here. I think we mentioned that they had initial plans to make a show, and it got axed through all the cuts and stuff like that. And Destiny has such a cool story, and I haven't even played all the expansions. A lot of the expansions are going to be gone June 4th.
I know.
So I have never played Shadowkeep, and I haven't played a couple other ones. So I'm like, I really want to go through and just play the stories. Luckily, I can just go and watch it on YouTube or something if I really want to. But Destiny's such a cool thing, and I'm excited for the new Zavala. Mainly because like you said, we're gonna have the new lines. I hope they don't kill him off.
Yeah, same.
In the final shape, because R.I.P. in peace, Lance Reddick. Like I hope we don't just lose this character because of that.
Yes.
I hope we're still able to keep going with the new voice actor and stuff, unless it was already pre-planned. Like I hope they don't change it just because we lost Lance. So
yeah,
I think it'd be a cool honor to keep having him around and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super excited for Destiny, and I'm gonna have to. When does the final shape actually drop? Because I might have to take that day off as well.
I think that's June 4th. That is
June 4th when all this stuff goes.
Tuesday, June 4th. Yeah. So I don't know what time it drops at, because like if it doesn't come out until like 1 p.m. Eastern, that's not worth me taking a day of PTO for, because whatever. If anything, I'll probably work from home that day. Maybe I'll try to block my afternoon out a little bit. Try to take a half a day. But if it's like, it drops at 3 a.m.
Yeah, you're right. It does always drop on Tuesday at 1 for these. So yeah, that is a little tough. And I'm taking Monday off as well. It's the day after the half marathon, so shit. Maybe I can't, but maybe I'll take a little Friday. Maybe I'll take a little early Friday and
that's definitely
do a little weekend. Yeah,
run the legendary campaign, stuff like that.
Maybe duo up a little bit.
Listen, I'm right there. I'm gonna be on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there. But yeah, no, it looks great. The hype is at an all-time high. They definitely are killing it right now with the marketing campaign and, really kind of driving it. And it started slow. It's been a kind of a slow burn, but now that we're, this Into the Light expansion has just been like building and building and building up the hype. And I feel like we're at like a fever pitch now. Like people are really ready to dive right in when it drops in like 2 weeks. So definitely pumped about that. But all right. You have been sitting in the dock on the beach for a little while. Let's land the train, shall we?
Sounds good.
We don't have any voicemails, so we'll skip right over that. But
all right,
nothing from me. Just thank you for joining mid vacation, and for everybody else that's listening, make sure that you share, like, subscribe, and throw us a rating on Spotify. 5 stars on Spotify. What do you got, Tiggy?
Yeah, I mean, although I'm on vacation, I'm still an employee. I still got to get some work done, so I'm excited. I was happy to hop on. The backdrop was amazing. So now I'm in the dark. I mean, yesterday I did a freaking solo podcast for, the Juice Box guys by myself on the beach, which anyone who's ever done anything solo radio or anything like Howard Stern and shit like that, utmost respect, because that was incredibly difficult. I felt like I was talking for an hour and a half and it was like 20 minutes. So, I was very excited to be back on here, and I'm excited to be back, hopefully in the new house with everything situated, everything fixed, the internet and everything, and hopefully we're all set up. So
love it.
Much love for you, Dom. I'm just gonna enjoy the last couple days, run a little bit, and hopefully my toes don't break. So yeah,
absolutely. All right, keep those toes intact, enjoy the rest of the vacay, and we'll pick up with you next week. And for everybody else, thank you so much for listening. This has been episode 390 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week.